You know, lately I've been hearing a lot about the Bedrock Wither and how it's, so scary. So I figured today I'd take a little break from the normal stuff and make a lore accurate Bedrock Wither. So, in case you guys are wondering what all the Wither does, this Wither is super enhanced. As you guys can see, it has a little bit more power to actually destroy terrain. As I'm traveling around near the Wither, TNT is actually falling out of the sky on top of me, just for extra destructive power. And the dangerous Wither Skulls that it normally fires are actually even more dangerous because they explode with the power of an End Crystal, which is the largest explosion in Minecraft. Now, the other thing you guys are going to notice is that every time he kills something, whether it's a cow or something else, rather than that thing simply dying and spawning a Wither Rose like what normally would happen, it's actually going to summon in a Wither Skeleton, and it's going to heal the Wither at the same time. So, if you guys are talking about a real challenge for the Bedrock Wither, take a look at this tutorial. Come here. Step running. I have strength. I missed. So as you can see here in the command section, we actually don't have a ton going on, so this will be pretty easy for most of you guys to replicate. And I have a little here, a wither teleporter cage, just so you guys can kind of see what all is going on without me having to mess things up too much. But yeah, let's get into it. There's not actually too many commands. So the first of which is kind of the transforming commands, because for those of you who don't know, whenever a wither normally kills something, it's going to drop a Wither Rose. So let's see if I can get him to kill this cow real quick. Just a normal Wither Skull. Come on. Come on. Hit the cow. What are you doing? Why are you hitting that cow? Did I hit this cow? Yeah, hit a cow over here. I don't know. Sometimes Wither AI is really weird. Come on. What are you shooting at? Oh, it's the parrot. That's what he's shooting at. As you can see, so that's the really powerful End Crystal. I'm sorry, this is really... he's not behaving well for me to demonstrate this. Come on. See, if they die to the explosion... this is a bad... Man, I'm so bad at this. Whatever. Just take my word for it. Basically, when a mob normally dies to the Wither, they actually drop a Wither Rose. So what we're doing here is if I give myself a Wither Rose just to replicate this, because the Wither is not behaving right now. Come on, kill the baby. Get it. Kill the baby. Dude, what is? Why are you shooting at that one? And you're missing. What are you doing? Hit it. It's right here. All right, whatever. I don't know why this Wither's being stupid. You gonna actually kill the cow? No, you're not. Okay, whatever. You're really bad for my examples. Anyways, we're just gonna simulate it right here. If I just manually drop a Wither Rose with a Wither nearby, you can see that's actually going to spawn in a Wither Skeleton right in front of me. Now, I'm gonna come over here, and I don't want to kill it because I have a lot of strength. But if I just stand here, a TNT should fall on this guy in a second. There we go. As you guys can see, the Wither has actually lost some degree of health. But every time that we have a Wither Rose here, as in basically the Wither's killed something, watch the Wither's health. As you can see, it actually heals up every single time it's going to get a kill that summons in one of these Wither Skeletons. So not only is it amassing an army, but it's also buffing itself as it goes. As you can see, there's a little bit of particle effects every time this happens as well. So this Wither is not only going to be way more dangerous, but it's going to be way harder to kill because he's going to be healing himself every single time he kills something with his normal skulls. So that's what we have right here, these commands. Then the second set of commands is basically anytime he has that dangerous Wither Skull, it's actually going to summon an End Crystal and then teleport the End Crystal along with the Wither Skull, and that's why it makes such a big explosion that does way more damage than normal. Oh, see, that pig just exploded and became a Wither Skeleton and then died immediately. Alright, whatever. You're terrible at amassing an army. Just gonna point that out. So, that's what we have for this first column. Second column is the Wither Skull, and then the last column is just the occasional TNT that falls on you as you're trying to fight him, which is just a little bit extra dangerous and makes him a little bit stronger at destroying the terrain. And just for fun, I'm going to release him now. Goodbye. I don't know where he's going, but whatever. First thing that we're going to be doing is if we just simply go to the Wither Rose. So we're executing at the Wither Rose, we're summoning a Wither Skeleton. Pretty simple. Next up, we're executing at the Wither Skeleton that doesn't have the tag particle, meaning it hasn't run the particle command yet. We're just going to run the knockback war particle. This just makes it have a little bit of a particle every time it spawns in. Pretty simple. Next up, we're giving the Wither Skeleton the tag particle, so that way it's just there, you know, stun the particle, it only does it once. And of course, we're going to be doing a particle at the actual Wither, so anytime there's a Wither Rose at the Wither, go ahead and run this particle. And of course, at the Wither Rose, we're going to just run the effect instant damage. It's a undead mob, meaning it's healed by instant damage at the Wither, and this just gives it a bit of health, a decent chunk actually, every time it gets a kill or there's a Wither Rose on the ground. And lastly, we're going to kill the Wither Rose so that way it's not spamming these commands and only doing one thing at a time. Man, you can already see it's amassing a huge army just with all the stuff that's killing. Come on, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I just need to do this every time I want to have a demonstration. They're trying to kill the creeper now. Let's see. You're really bad at helping me demonstrate things. You're way better at testing than when I record. That's mean. But that's it for the first set of commands. The second set of commands, we're going to be summoning an Ender Crystal and then teleporting it. And then when the Wither Skull explodes, that's going to explode the End Crystal, which is what makes this really huge explosion with the dangerous Wither Skull. So we're executing at the Wither Skull dangerous, unless there is an entity that is within 22 blocks that's already an Ender Crystal. So we're checking, is there already an Ender Crystal? We don't want to spawn multiple, because that would be laggy. And there's not a Wither within 5 blocks, that way it's less likely to blow itself up. We're just going to summon an Ender Crystal a little bit above its current position. So that just means that every time there's a Wither Skull, it's going to summon an Ender Crystal. Pretty simple. Next up, we're just going to be constantly teleporting it around. So we're checking for the Ender Crystal, it's going to be at its current position, and then it's going to be just teleporting itself slightly above the nearest dangerous Wither Skull. That's all that's happening, and that's how we kind of move it, so that way it explodes wherever the dangerous Wither Skull explodes. As you can see, that's way bigger than the normal Wither Skull would be. And that's it for the secondary attack, and then the last one, which is the falling TNT, which of course is really dangerous, makes you have to move a lot more, and also just destroys the terrain even further, because I think that's really fun. It's just this. Now, we can also make this a little bit more dangerous, I think, than what I originally have. Let's see what happens when I do that. I just need to wait for the next TNT to explode, I think. Okay. So this is just going to make it so it's going to be randomly going over players and just dropping TNT that explodes right about as it hits them. All we're doing is we're executing at the Wither. All of this is kind of unnecessary, and I'm going to change it. And then we're executing at a random player within 50 blocks and summoning a TNT 70 blocks above their head. Now, the nice thing about doing it at 70 blocks is it basically detonates as soon as it hits down to the ground, so the player doesn't have much time to avoid it. Currently, this is on a 100 tick delay. This means that this is going to be happening every 5 seconds. Maybe you want this to happen less often, in which case, increase the tick delay. But if you want it to happen more often, you can also make the tick delay shorter. That's a little too short. We'll do 10. And then now look up at the sky, guys. Now, it becomes a little bit dangerous to fight this Wither, because you're getting constantly shelled from the sky, and the terrain is getting decimated, and you won't survive this. So, when people talk about the Bedrock Wither, I think this is what they really have in mind. It's just something that you don't get to survive. You just don't. So, my challenge for you guys is to make this into your own world and see if you can actually beat the lore-accurate Bedrock Wither. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!